Our officers in the Illinois Department of Corrections face significant issue with mental health. 34% of them report having PTSD. 36% of them have depression. And those are two major factors in suicide.
Due to the stigma behind mental health and mental illness, people are still afraid to talk about it freely amongst others. So they'll keep it to themselves and not get the help that they need.
The main challenge we face is fear for employees coming forward and identifying and sharing that they're facing mental health crisis with their employer, because ultimately they're afraid that once they do that, they will lose their jobs.
First responders experience all of these traumatic things every day, but then they're supposed to go back and act like nothing happened. And they're supposed to be strong. They're supposed to, keep pushing to the next day. So then it keeps piling up. It keeps getting worse and worse each time. And then nothing gets done about it. We don't, we're not having enough debriefings. We're not having enough trainings. We're not having enough conversations like, you just went through something traumatic. Like, we need to talk about this. We need to work through this.
In our world today, there's still a lot of people that are struggling with mental health issues, and it's really important that we understand how to help them, and not only just help the people around you, but how to help yourself. And I think in the world today, there's a lot of awareness, which is really good when it comes to mental health, but we're still struggling with the action piece. And that's really what today is about leaning into the action and the advocacy that can potentially, hopefully, help save lives.
I believe that the Safe Harbor Suicide Prevention Program will, for number one, it will formalize a policy for each of these agencies that requires them to invest in their employees' recovery. That once the employee identifies that they have these challenges, there is a structured protocol that's consistent across all agencies. That these are the steps, this is the protocol you will take whenever an employee self-identifies.
Blake, my husband, when he was struggling, I remember laying next to him in bed, and he had a gun next to him on his end table because he was struggling so bad. And I just remember him saying, I don't know what to do. I'm not sure, where to go from here. And I had, like John said, I had no idea how to help him except to stay with him. And he was so scared of the repercussions, like you said, of I'm gonna lose my job, this is my career, this is my livelihood. I can't let them know that I'm struggling. They're gonna remove my weapons. They're gonna take my career away from me. So that fear is very true.
A lot of them don't want to come forward because they're afraid that if they do, they're going to get found out and they're going to end up losing their job.
Right after Blake's death at Thompson, a manager with me up there asked, they said, how many people have thought about taking their own lives at Thompson? And half the room raised their hand. And that kind of was an eye-opening, and that's why we reached out and said, hey, we need to send people to assist training. It's something that we talk, at Thompson. We all failed. I'm saying? Like, we failed at Thompson, and I'm not blaming anyone. We all failed. Management, union, everyone failed, and we have to make sure that we will do everything possible that it'll never happen again.
And obviously we're here talking today about a safe harbor program. Sure. It's something that would essentially allow for workers to be able to come to management, to their workplace and their employer, and let them know they're suffering from these challenges and that they need help. Ask for help, and that they can receive help with the understanding that their job is not going to be in jeopardy. They're going to have the time to heal, they're going to have the resources to heal, they're going to have the community around them, their coworkers, their employer, that's supporting them through these challenges. And that, when you're better, when you're healed from this, you have a job waiting for you back here. We want people to come to work and be their best self, and that means being free of mental health stress, having the treatment they need. It's like having to go to work with a physical injury. If I had to come to work every day with a broken bone in my leg and can't tell management or my employer that I have a broken leg, but I've got to go out into the field and perform my duties, how is my performance going to relate out in the field? I'm clearly not at 100%, and obviously I'm going to put somebody in jeopardy. It's the same thing when they're struggling with mental health crisis. We can't expect those people to go out into the field and serve the community and serve the public and be at their best selves when they're facing these challenges. But if nobody knows what they're facing because they're afraid to come forward and report that, we're just adding to that system. And ultimately, that's why we have the numbers that we have. The suicide numbers are an astronomical rate because we don't have the programs in place to be able to help those people that most need it.
Hearing your story and what your family had to go through, when you understand that these are real people and it's not a story that you read online, it happens here. right? We need to do more. And so like, I'll tell you, quite frankly, the first call that I made was to Secretary of the Illinois Department of Transportation, Secretary Biaggi, and I'm like, look, I have a constituent, we need to do right by her, what can we do? And she goes, I don't think it's a sign, it's a call box, right? It is gonna be more than that, right? And we're gonna have to do that. But also to your point, it's making sure that all of the things that are there, all of the possible better solutions are around you. But if you're in that moment and you don't know, we have to connect people to those without having the stigma that surrounds it.
Yeah.
Knowing that he would have had that safe harbor to say like, hey, it's okay, like you take some time off, you heal, you get better, and you come back a better officer. Like that environment needs to happen across all first responders, and that would have made a huge difference.
Suicide is the most preventable cause of death, but it is the second leading cause of death in ages 10 to 34 in this country. We shouldn't have to learn from suicide by suicide itself. And we can't wait for more people to die to do something.
Congress, this is the moment. The time is now.
This is the moment.
This is your moment.
This is the moment.
This is the moment.
The time is now.
The time is now.
The time is now.
This is the moment. The time is now.